So the ZFold is expensive and is nice at the same time, and I'm trying to make this video to explain why I bought it and why I think it could make sense for you. But I will tell you everything at the end of the video, because as you can see, I've hired some help in this video because I want to explain different things. So I have different people helping me out in this video. So the first thing is what this phone is actually good at doing. So what you can actually do with this phone differently from other phones. So normal slap phones, if you will. So the first thing, of course, is content. You can use it as a tablet, because if you don't want to buy a tablet like myself, because you don't want to spend extra money on another device, maybe you have to carry around on top of your phone, maybe if you're traveling, you're going somewhere, this makes sense because you can watch movies. So if you're traveling, you can watch movies. So you can watch videos, you can listen to podcasts, even if that is not just using the screen, but you know what I mean. Like having a bigger screen, actually you have 3 screens, is better than actually having one, the same format and the same aspect ratio. The second thing is the thing that I use the most. As you can see here, multitasking. Multitasking is something that I use on the S24 Ultra, that I actually was using every single day on the S24 Ultra, but with this one it's different because I can have 2 apps next to each other and I can actually use them differently than what I have one on top of the other. Like one thing that I've noticed with the S24 Ultra, sometimes if you have to type something on the top app and you have to use the keyboard covers the bottom app. So that's something I don't have with this phone because of course you have the app next to each other. The next thing is using the phone as a browser, as you can see over here. A browser, what I mean by that, like why you cannot browse on another normal slap phone. I'm glad you asked. The answer is yes, but in a way it's different. I'm showing you right now. I have a phone over here. Don't look at him, look at me. I'm gonna show you right now how it feels different. So now for example, I have Walmart open over here. So as you can see, the experience is different because I can browse this like this. It feels more like a desktop experience. So you have the bigger screen, you can see more content. Even for example, Next, that is the same thing. I was using social media and you see bigger screen. It's like not like the computer, but you know, close enough. So yeah, you can do these 3 main things. First one is content. So you can watch content and you can use it as a tablet if you wish, instead of buying a tablet. Like I don't want to buy a tablet and I can use this whenever I feel the urge of using a tablet. The next thing is multitasking and then browsing. This is something I was surprised about because the only thing I was actually curious to test was the multitasking aspect, but I'm using this as well. And now that I have to look at websites with this, I don't feel annoyed. It's some website I actually like going on website and browse the web this way. But now let's see who is this phone for. The first person is the multitasker. So if you need to do work, email, play, and everything in between, this is the tool for you. You don't want to compromise on anything. So if you need a tool specifically who does the job, this is the phone for you. You don't want to buy an iPad, you don't want to buy an S Tab Ultra, and you don't want to spend the extra money and carry something else with you, like myself. This phone is for you. So you can use it when you want to watch content differently, maybe with a bigger screen, and then go back to the normal screen if you want to use the other screen. I mean, this is something, of course, not comparable to a big screen, but you have the thing to choose and even see content or watch content differently. If your wallet is not like this, the image you're seeing right now, well, this phone could be for you as well. If you're tired of using slap phones, this phone might be for you. If you're tired of the usual traditional form factor of phones and you want to use something completely different, this phone is for you. Again, if you have enough money to cover the expense, because of course, this phone is not cheap. This phone is not something you're buying because you're bored or because, you know, you just want to get something that is different. Because at the end of the day, one thing that is important is, should you buy this phone? Well, the answer is maybe. It's depend on a lot of different things, but I'm not telling you what you should do. I'll tell you probably things you need to consider, because this is really a good phone. I mean, I've been using it for a couple of weeks now and I'm very happy with the purchase. I've been using the S24 Ultra for a while, and using this phone is something that I wasn't expecting to like this much. Of course, the screen inside is amazing, but let me tell you why you should buy this phone, and maybe with this information you can go out and decide for yourself. The first person is like, of course, if you have the money, if you like technology, why not? Just spend the money, use it so you can experience something different. If you never used foldable before, I would say this is the best form factor if you don't mind the bigger screen. If you want a smaller screen, of course, you have the Z Flip option. But I would say for 90% of the people, if you want to experience something brand new, just get the ZFold. Of course, it's more expensive, again, if you have the money. If you have a use case, specifically a use case, so because of course this phone is expensive. So if you have a use case, like I was saying before, multitasking, so maybe you have to work with your phone, like work for real, not work and say, I have to work with my phone. Like real work makes sense if you have the money to spend, because of course, if you have to buy a tool, because at the end of the day, of course, we like technology, so maybe for us a bit different, but these are tools. So if this tool is good for you and for what you do and you have the money to spend, buy a tool it makes sense to buy. Of course, can be related to anything. So if I have to buy a tool that does a specific job, let's say I have to buy a camera, of course I'm going to spend a bit more money. Same goes for software, same goes for computers, whatever the case might be, you know what I'm saying here. So if you have to use the phone for a specific use case and you think makes sense for you, just buy it. If you don't have the money to buy it and you just want to experience it, you know, you can still buy it, test it maybe 10 days and send it back, but I wouldn't do that. But, you know, it doesn't make sense for you to spend this much money. It's just something, if you don't see yourself using it for real, like ask yourself, will I use this phone a lot? Will I see myself using this phone for specific use cases? And you already know what those use cases are, then yes. If you are making up excuses to buy it, don't spend the money. Again, this phone is expensive. Here in Canada, it's almost $3,000. So if you have to buy it, you need it. Yes. If you have to buy it because you want to buy it so you can go out and show it to your friends, and maybe you don't have enough money to buy it, don't do it. Doesn't make any sense. Next year, of course, it will be obsolete because you know technology, how it works. Just wait. Use your phone that you have, because slab phones are perfect nowadays. So you're fine regardless. With that said, as you can see today, the video was a bit different. Let me know if you like this type of content, so this type of style of content, because I found making this type of videos. With that said, again, I hope this video was useful for you guys. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. It means a lot to me, guys, if you comment, like, subscribe to the channel so we can grow this community together. Thank you very much for watching, and see you very soon in the next video.